rise before the sun. It's that time of year. Load up my gun, put on my gear, creep through the woods, don't make a sound. I'm feeling pretty good about putting something down. Bring on the sunshine, bring on the rain, bring on the glory, bring on the pain. I ain't stopping, I ain't letting up. Whitetail, caribou, turkey, and hogs, plenty of bullets and plenty of calls. When it comes to the kill, it ain't about luck. Someone's gonna lose, but I can guarantee it ain't gonna be me.
This week, I'm going to introduce you to one of my best friends, Big G. All right, now Garrett Ammons is a guy that, honestly, you couldn't ask for a better man. It's the kind of guy that you'd want to date your daughter. He's not only one of my best friends, but he is an expert when it comes to wildlife management, conservation, and habitat management, and he's proven it over and over. See, this year, Garrett laid down a 5.5-year-old buck. He saw him 3 years ago, let him walk. He's had him on trail cameras. He's found his sheds for the past 3 or 4 years. And finally this year, he knew it was time, and he took him down. Game and wildlife management, conservation at its best. This guy knows what he's talking about. So without further ado, I'm going to let Big G take over and share with you a few tips. It's going to help you let those deer grow, get them big, and be a better conservationist and a gamekeeper.
Hey guys, here's the scenario. It's January 21st. Had some warm weather this week. This is a Saturday. It's been warm all week. One day it was 70, today it was 65, sunny, beautiful day, beautiful day. I've had some rain, and I was excited this week because I knew that my clover was going to start producing some growth, just even for a short period of time, because I know it's going to get cold again. But I was really, really excited out here in my clover, one of my clover plots, and I'm tickled to death because it's growing. I knew it'd be growing, but I just want to check it out. This is a plot that I planted back a couple of years ago, fall of 2015. I got out here, I sprayed it with glyphosate, killed everything off, brought a walk behind tiller out here, tilled it all up, threw down some a little bit of wheat, some turnips, and a lot of clover. The turnips came up first, did great. The wheat was up, it did great. And then last spring, the clover just absolutely was astonishing. It was great. And I'm really excited to see this coming up now. And deer season's over, and you may be wondering, Garrett, why do you even care about your food plot? Deer season's over. You're not going to kill any deer until September. Why do you care? Well, I care because clover is going to be one of the first things that's going to start to really, really grow in the spring, and March-ish, April, and that's a really stressful time for wildlife because they've already used all their resources up for the winter, and they're looking for something to eat. Clover's great. 25 to 35% crude protein in this stuff, some other nutrients, calcium, phosphorus, and some micronutrients in there as well. and all that helps antlers. It helps the fawns that are being born in the spring. It helps the does right now in gestation period, as they have fawns and are growing now. Now I'm here at my salt lick food plot. I planted oats this fall in here with 4 pounds of white clover and a pound of crimson in this plot this fall. Turned out great, as you can see behind me. Call this the salt lick food plot because right at the end of the food plot, we've had a mineral site salt lick for about 5-6 years now, and it's produced some great pictures past few years, and the deer really love this area. Really had good success with this food plot because it did not rain much at all from September, middle of September to about the second week of November. It rained probably a half inch in 6 to 8 weeks there. So it was a very trying time. But I came in here and I sprayed the vegetation down with glyphosate. Did not break the ground at all. I just overseeded everything, and it fell down underneath the dead vegetation, and it's coming up great. The oats were killer this fall. The clover's popping right now. It's growing great. The oats are starting to come back out a little bit, and I'm very pleased at the progress this food plot has made. So my plan is I will get a soil test done here, in a few weeks. Check to see what the nutrient levels and my pH look like, and then I will assess the situation from there. Sometime in the spring, I'll come in and I'm going to mow down the oats that I planted as a nurse crop for the clover. I will mow them down because I want to turn this into primarily a clover, possibly chicory alfalfa plot. We'll see how that goes in the future. All right, I'm at another food plot, and these guys back here, they know it's not turkey season. I drove right up on them. They don't even care. So that's gives me some hope for this spring, which I'm pumped about. Very pumped about. Got a little food for thought. I just popped in my head. Seen some social media posts on Facebook about deer not utilizing their brassicas, turnips, radishes, things like that this fall, and they were asking people how it did for them, stuff like that. Let me give you a few advantages of planting those. One, it aerates the soil by busting down, getting down into the hard pan maybe created by use of cattle on a pasture land for years, tractors, fertilizer trucks, lime trucks, stuff like that, that have compacted the soil. Two, it mines the nutrients up, if you want to think of it like that. The roots go down deep, the taproot does, pulls nutrients up from deep down in the soil, stores them in the root, in the turnip, in the radish, and when it sets there in the soil and breaks down, it's just like a slow release fertilizer, if you want to think of it like that. Two, it's a good cover crop. Okay, it covers the soil, keeps it from eroding. That's exactly what I did in August this year, because this is a soybean plot that I had in the summer. The deer absolutely crushed it. I had a lot of exposed soil, so I used that to cover the soil because it's a little seed, grows quick, and it did a great job. So learn from your mistakes. There's advantages to everything. Look at the bright side, and it'll be all right. Now I'm in one of my creek bottom food plots that I planted this fall the same way I did the salt lick plot. I come in, sprayed glyphosate, killed the vegetation, and I planted my seed, let the vegetation fall down on top of the seed. Got down to the soil, didn't know how it worked, but it worked out great. Didn't rain a lot this fall, like I've said before, but this soil stays very, very moist, and especially in the winter and early spring, you can't even get in here with a tractor because you're liable to get it stuck in some spots. But I planted wheat and oats, some turnips, some radishes, and about 4 pounds of crimson clover and 1 pound of white clover in just about maybe a half acre. And it's done great. The clover's popping great. It's been warm this week, like I've said before. Actually scared a deer out of this plot when I was coming down. It's getting a little dark, but hey, that's what we want it for. Turkeys have been coming here and bugging in it. You know, couldn't ask for anything better. So what I'm gonna do is, on this plot, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna get a soil test done, of course, and check my nutrient levels and my pH. Then I'm gonna come in the spring, and I'm gonna only mow one side because I want to see how the oats and wheat come up and head out and what they look like. Maybe use those as some good food for turkeys and other birds, and even the deer will come in here and utilize some of that. So I'm gonna put a camera up here. We're looking for a few bucks that we haven't seen in a couple of months. Hopefully they're still alive. We'll be coming in here and shed hunting here in a couple weeks. The deer are already starting to drop their antlers, so we're excited about that. It's about to get dark. Fixing to leave. Wanted to make a quick lap in my food plot because I'm kind of looking for sheds too, and happened to look over and see something in the ground that looked like a shed, and I walked over there, and what do you know? Now this is an old shed, and it might be a 2-year-old shed, and it's crazy because it looks very similar to the buck that I found last year and that I killed this year. The shed that I found last year and the buck that I killed this year. So I'm gonna go back and look at the antlers and look at some pictures and see. But first shed of the year. I appreciate you watching this video. You know, we'll be posting more videos like this, giving some advice, some insight, some do's, some don'ts, let you know of my success and my failures. So stick with us. Appreciate you watching it, and we'll be back later with another video.
Oh, hey, no, hold on. Almost forgot. See right over here? Click there and subscribe. All right, just subscribe, and then you'll get an email about every time we put these informational videos up. All right, y'all have a good day.